Hello and welcome to SoBricks. I'm Adam and this is SoBricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego World Racers Jagged Jaws Reef set. This is set number 8897. It has 191 pieces and I paid $20 for this set. So this is a retired set. This is from 2010. So we're looking at 15 years ago already. I didn't get into the World Racers. It seemed like it was sort of, I don't know if it was part of kind of World, no, I don't think it was World City. I think World Racers was kind of its own little theme. It didn't have a ton of sets, but some of them look pretty cool. There's the like Gator Swamp Airboat race. There's the Wreckage Road sort of race vehicles. And it almost looks like there's kind of two teams, and so the colors that we see in these are consistent throughout the theme. There's the Snake Canyon, which is like a motorcycle race, Desert of Destruction, and then the Blizzard's Peak, which has some other vehicles there. And I thought this was interesting. I saw this up for auction and decided to place a bid and was happy to get this, and I'm excited to look at this. Seems like kind of a big box for 191 pieces. It also may be the case that there are a good amount of stickers in here, but you know, I'm used to Speed Champions and other stuff like that, so I don't anticipate it being too difficult, and we get like a really classic Lego shark over there, so I'm excited. This one does say Race 2. I'm not sure if the boxes for all of these said like, okay, so this one, Blizzard's Peak is race 5, Desert of Destruction is race 6, so I'm not really sure what that means. The Snake Canyon is race 1, and then Wreckage Road is, 3 or 4. That's 3. Gator Swamp seems to be 4. So there's just these little kind of sets here. There was also the Rocket Kit, which was like a blister pack type thing, and there was a couple poly bags as well, one for like kind of each team here. At least that's what it appears to be to me. So I'm pretty unfamiliar with this. I'm excited to look at it, and that's what we're going to do. So in this video, I'm going to open this up, I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego World Racers Jagged Jaws Reef set, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. If you want to support this channel, you can give money to the channel here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. There's a Patreon in the video description and on my channel page. There's also a Buy Me a Coffee link, and then I wanted to talk about the build. So the first one here is for the Team Extreme Daredevils. Pretty basic hull, 4 wide there, and we add some Technic and a little bit of like functionality stuff for the back, and then we kind of work on the floats on the side here, which are pretty similar. There are kind of a lot of stickers in this set and on this boat, compared to the amount of pieces in here. So the end result of that is that they're not paced super well. On each of these floats, there's like at least 5 stickers, I think, and you put them on, really, really close to each other in like temporally, and so I didn't love that. It just seemed like a lot of sticker work. And actually the same's for this one. This is for the Team Backyard Blasters. This one's a little more simple than the other one. You kind of build like 2 halves of a hull. We do have that relatively big hull piece for the front there, and then we kind of build all connect those, build a little engine area, the kind of driver's seat, and a couple other parts here, and we're finishing that up. So thank you, and now on to my review for this set. Okay, so that is this Lego World Racers Jagged Jaws Reef set from 2010. This is good. Yeah, I like this. I don't know if it's considered vintage, 15 years, maybe. I don't ever know when to call a set vintage or not, but it's been some time. This was a short-lived theme. I kind of gave some information on it at the beginning, and it is similar to the other Lego Racers themes, but this one does have minifigures. So the essential premise is there's two teams. There's the Backyard Blasters, and there's the Team Extreme, and they're kind of competing in a reality TV show. Teams equip their vehicles with weaponry. There's maybe a referee in some sets. Overall theme is very similar to the popular video game Split Second. It says the Backyard Blasters tend toward larger, chunkier vehicles. Weaponry is mostly large or explosive. Saws and grapples. The Extreme Daredevils have a sleeker, more streamlined vehicles. Weaponry is almost exclusively missiles, which are on 5 of their 6 vehicles. There are names for the characters: Bart Blaster, Billy Bob Blaster, and Bubba Blaster. Also Max Stream, Dex Stream, Rex Stream, and crew member. So we have some different stuff here. I don't know which characters are in this one. It seems maybe I can find out. So the first one I will show is this one, and I believe this is Dextream, I want to say. This is a really interesting minifigure. So one of the first things is we have the classic space helmet here, racing helmet, printed up top. It's kind of got this logo that's like an X and maybe like a fox or something in there. Different colors layered on. Printing quality is really good on there. No visor for this at all, but then we can see the minifigure face behind that. So we have kind of a comm piece, ear microphone piece. We have goggles with maybe a heads up display, some differences between the eyes, kind of a smirk there. We have the other alternate face where their goggles or their glasses are kind of pushed up above their eyes on their forehead so we can see their eyes. Their mouth is a little bit open. They're maybe more surprised or worried or scared there. So nice figure. Glad to get this printed helmet. No hairpiece in this one at the time. They weren't really keen on adding additional hair to minifigures here. Looking at the torso itself, we have kind of this racing uniform with different kind of harness on there, maybe a stopwatch or something clipped up on a carabiner over there, and nice little pops of color. No printing on the midsection, but we do have printing on the legs, kind of up at the top there and down into the middle. No printing on the arms. Back of the torso is actually really detailed, so we have kind of the back of the harness. We have maybe the radio for the comm devices, as well as some extra kind of storage and packs and different thing back here that kind of have that metallic look, which is really nice. So this is a good figure. I like this a lot. The colors correspond with their respective boats, and I think I don't know what the difference is between Dextream and Max Stream and the Rex Dream, but I think is that right? You know what? I don't know which team is which. How would I find out? Okay, that's how I find out. So that is Dextream here. And the other one, you get another minifigure. This is part of the Backyard Blasters, and this is Bart Blaster. So different kind of minifigure here. Now this is interesting to me because one's Backyard Blasters and one is Extreme Daredevils. I guess I don't know what the fox is supposed to indicate, if that's supposed to be sort of a Daredevil thing. I kind of thought this one was the Daredevils, just because if we look, we have another printed kind of classic space helmet in black, but it's printed on top with sort of this skull with racing stripes, as well as kind of fire around there. So for me, in my head, I associated that with Daredevils, but apparently I am incorrect according to the Brickopedia. If we look at the face underneath the helmet there, and also, I mean, printing red on black is okay. The kind of gradient to lighter orange or yellow on the flames is good. The racing stripes are kind of pinkish. They maybe could have been a little bit more opaque, but overall the printing there is good. It's a nice stamp. And then looking at the face underneath, we have this character here. They have kind of mutton chop facial hair there, maybe some stubble. We can see kind of their hair up top, kind of a grumpy looking face. They do have an alternate face, which you still see some of their sideburns, but then they are wearing kind of a face mask over their mouth and nose, and their eyes are there. And then we have the torso. It's sort of another racing uniform here, kind of has the checkered flag, has kind of these buckles going across and these flame decals there, which is really nice. No printing on the midsection, no printing on the legs for this one, nothing on the arms. Back of the torso does have that sort of flaming skull logo there as well. So that's for the backyard blasters. The other thing you get in this set is a classic Lego shark. This piece has been around a long time. They've done like different sharks now, or different variations, kind of using some of the pieces from this. Like I think there's a hammerhead and all different kinds, but this is like the very classic one. So it's two pieces, the kind of body, tail, the fins, everything there. The lower jaw is all one piece, and then there's a separate piece kind of for the nose, the eyes, and the upper jaw. So we can open and close that, satisfying click. And this is a nice little Lego shark, which is great. First thing you build is actually this sort of buoy start or finish line, as well as this trophy here. So this just starts with a hexagonal piece, the cone, the bar. We got the translucent cone up here. There are 3 stickers here, so each on the checkered flag side. I have the sticker sheet over there, not numbered. They weren't doing that at the time, so you just have to kind of figure it out. And then we have this really nice trophy piece, actually. It's silver. It feels kind of like a drum lacquered silver, but maybe the texture or something seemed a little bit different for me. Maybe they changed up their production process. This has a sticker on it too, kind of with the waves and the sky and a little gradient there. I didn't love putting that sticker on. You can kind of see it's not perfectly centered on the little oval sort of protrusion from there, but this is a really nice trophy piece. And then it just attaches with a droid arm there. It can kind of stand on its own, so maybe finish line and everything there. The rest of the set are these 2 vehicles, these 2 boats for this Jagged Jaws Reef set. And the first one I'm going to look at is for the Extreme Daredevils. Now, I don't know what to call this exactly. I want to say it's kind of a, I don't know, I say catamaran, but it's not really, I mean, it's just a kind of boat here with some different stuff. This is really pretty cool. So it starts just with the 2x10 here. We add on these kind of hull pieces, these inverted pieces on the back, some other stuff internally, some Technic bricks in there, kind of the inverted or like the hull piece up at the front and the back as well. So pretty symmetrical there, but the kind of top level of it is not. We have kind of an engine area here, and you can see a lot of stickers. We add the engine area on, then we add sort of this catapult launcher cannon at the back, and then we kind of build up the front and build up the side pods or the kind of floats on the side here. So a lot of stickers on this. The WR like World Racers there. This says Kyoto. This is a sticker here. Same with this one here and this one here. Really happy that like the white is included on the edge of that one. It helps lining them up. The kind of Daredevil thing here is a sticker for the 21 on the front, sticker right there, same over there. Other side, this is a sticker. It has a different kind of logo kind of in the corner. These are similar but mirrored. Down here we have the World Racers kind of globe emblem, and then we have the FU zone, or the FU zone, or something like that, which is, I don't know what that's supposed to be. Some advertiser, maybe some brand in the world here. These were like the theme itself, the story is sort of like these are racing on a broadcast on the Lego Sports Network or whatever. So maybe that's something that's running through everywhere else. I think, I don't know, this one says like Chi Fish or something, and this one says like Zura. I don't really know. So a good amount of stickers on here. Actually, the pace for putting them on was not great because there's not a ton of pieces in this. This whole set is less than 200 pieces. We have, the minifigures, the shark, a couple pieces here. And then, maybe approximately half of them are put into this boat. The size is good. It can, rest fine. There's a little separation between these. The shaping overall is good. I kind of like how they did the floats and the kind of profile of this, because we have these kind of inverted slope pieces here, and then going out a little wider, and then going out a little wider there as well. I'm not the biggest fan of using these blue inverted tiles, these round tiles. It's fine. You do see one of the corners, one of the studs there kind of coming off the side, which is not a big deal on its own, but I maybe would have liked it if we had another one in here instead of just the 3. This one's actually pretty good. It's going to stay pretty much flat with just the 3 of them there, and it's going to glide really, really nicely on carpet, or on like a desk mat here, or on hardwood, on tile, whatever. I mean, whatever you're playing with your Lego, it's pretty easy to kind of move this around there. And then it does have some functionality. Of course, we can sit the character in there, and just going by the colors and their emblem and logo and stuff, we can get them in there. They're sitting up kind of high, which is okay. Maybe I would have liked the seat recessed just a little bit more. Do have the steering wheel in there. And then behind the engine, we have this kind of catapult cannon type thing. We use some Technic pieces in here, pretty straightforward. The barrel piece is actually the barrel of the kind of canyon, or the launcher, and then we build a little trigger mechanism here, which uses one of these kind of rubber bushing pieces, so we can move that, and it's always going to go back. The projectile for this one is a like pearl silver fish with a red translucent stud on it, sort of like a missile of some sort, an explosive of some sort. So if we pull this back and we release it, we can launch that, and actually it works better than I thought. There's not a ton of it doesn't travel very far, but it actually works a lot better than I thought it was going to. I was worried maybe it would hit the back of this. I was worried it was not going to go far at all, but actually it works pretty well. So I think that's a success, and nice to get a little bit of a play feature there. Overall, this one was fine. There are a lot of stickers on here, and just because there's not a ton of pieces, you do put on a lot of them like relatively quickly, or in quick succession. So it did seem like there were maybe more stickers, just the pace was different than I would anticipate. But overall, cool boat there for the Extreme Daredevils. And then the other one is for the Backyard Blasters here. So again, corresponding with the kind of color scheme. This is interesting. It's not a catamaran style. It's more just like a speed boat type thing here. And we have actually a really kind of big hull piece for the front with these inverted slopes, kind of a 4x4 with the angle going out to, a 4x6, a couple 2x6s inverted things. These corners here kind of make up the hull. We use some bricks, some 1x8 bricks in there, some 1x4s, and then these similar kind of inverted slope pieces here. This one too has a fair amount of stickers. So here for the flame, it says razor there. I probably could have got these stickers a little bit closer to the edge of the brick and made it so that it looked a little more continuous there, but that's just the limitations. Color match on this is okay. It's pretty good. Do have the World Racer kind of sticker there. Number 13 on the back here is a sticker. If we look at the other side, same over here. It's not the same sticker. It has to be reversed. We have the World Racer kind of logo. Same kind of flame stuff over here with a different emblem, just a big G there. Looking at it on the top, this sticker on the back, maybe on the kind of where the motor may be, with the kind of skull with the racing stripes and the flames. That's a sticker. In here is a sticker maybe for some intake or something else, some engine parts. We have some stickers on the side that are just under these claw pieces there, and those have some different wires, and then the 13 on the front. And I think that's all of these stickers. This is a lot more basic. It's pretty just, straightforward. Actually, all of these are essentially only studs on top. We do have a hinge back here to get the kind of angle on this, which works nice, but it just studs up. This one has kind of some of these saw type elements on the side. Again, center seating and steering here. This one, the seating to me feels like a little bit more recessed, which I kind of like. Just comparing them, it feels like the one for the Extreme Daredevils is sitting a fair bit higher there because of all the stuff underneath them, underneath their seat. So I like this a little bit better, but this is just a classic boat shape. I think building the kind of engine type area up here was pretty cool. There is another function, sort of a weapon thing, which is this harpoon. So it's got a part that's like a Technic half pin, but it's also like shaved off, so it's not fully in there. Like this way it's full, but on this way it's not. But it's kind of this harpoon grappling hook type thing. You can get it in there. It's kind of difficult to use it like a flick missile. Sometimes like flick projectiles aren't usually my favorite, but yeah, it doesn't work too bad, and can be achieved if it's all the way in there. Whoops. Helps if you hit it right. It's just not my favorite way to use like that Lego does projectiles, but it's nice that it has something here for that. And I thought maybe it would launching it out of there would make it like clip if these grapple like hooks weren't positioned just right, but I haven't encountered really too many issues with that, at least just in the kind of quick way I've been looking at it. So I like that. It looks cool when it's just in there normally, and it can be used to have sort of a battle between these racers while they're on the water. The part for these like teeth or claw parts here kind of on the engine, those are an interesting color to me. They look silver, kind of like a light bluish gray, but they don't feel like the modern pearl silver. They feel a little bit different. So it almost looks like they have sort of more metallic flake in them that makes them almost seem sparkly. I could just be losing my mind here, but that's kind of what I was seeing, which they just stuck out to me, which was kind of cool to see. I mean, I like seeing different stuff. I don't know. It says they do call it silver metallic, but I want to say, well, that's on brick set. I want to say that's maybe different than pearl silver, although maybe it's not. So they just looked different to me. If I had one nearby that of like a modern one from the last couple years, maybe I would be able to show that, but that stuck out to me a little bit there. And that's everything that is in this set. So you get the 2 minifigures, you get 2 vehicles, 2 boats here, the shark, projectiles. You don't get extras of either of them, and there's not like great storage for them anywhere. I mean, the fish you could put somewhere, maybe behind the seat, or the fish missile. If it's in here, the Technic kind of element at the back of this is sticking through. So if I push that out, maybe not all the way, but most of the way, maybe this sits in there a little bit more, but then I don't think this is as, strong of a connection. So that's in there somewhat precariously. And then, we get the shark, we get the little trophy, not worth a ton here, but I do like this piece. So I paid $20 for this. It retailed for $20 in 2010. So paying the MSRP or the RRP or whatever, 15 years later, post-retirement, feels pretty good. This was sealed, in-box, new, good shape. Sticker sheet was in good condition and everything like that. So I felt like this makes sense. This is another one where they do still do sets like this kind of in city or other stuff that are like a 2-pack of vehicles or maybe a race thing, kind of similar to this. And I think they probably would price this a little bit differently now. There are some bigger pieces, like this is actually a really large piece here, this one here. Most of the ones on here are kind of medium to small, not a ton of 1x1s or anything, but there are some bigger pieces. There are a lot of stickers, but so 191 pieces for $20 makes the price per piece, pretty close to that 10 cents per, which makes sense to me. I don't know if these minifigures are particularly valuable. It does appear that one of them at least is exclusive to this set. Maybe not. Dextreme. Maybe no, Dextreme, Bart Blaster. Well, maybe not. I guess erroneously thought that. This one does say 2 minifigures, 1 unique to this set. So maybe it's helmet, no visor, standard helmet. I mean, we got the printed pieces in there for the helmets, which is nice. And overall, I think this is fair. It looks like these minifigures maybe go for $1 or $2, so not a ton of value there. But if this is $10-ish here, which I think there's a case to be made that it is, considering how much stuff we might get in a poly bag. Is it double the size of those? And if we can kind of push this over here and say that's $10 and this $10, or however it breaks down, I think that makes sense. It looks like the cheapest one of these on Bricklink for a sealed version, sealed complete, new in box, was like $25 to $30 in the US, maybe a little bit more, maybe up to $40 for this. I don't know if it's a super hyped up theme. I think it's probably one of those themes that's largely forgotten, but I hadn't ever looked at one of these, and it seemed interesting to me, and the value seemed pretty good to me as well. So I was happy to get this in that auction. I'll show the extra pieces because you do get some. You get the extra of the droid arm, the red translucent, the yellow bushing, and this cheese wedge here, which is just used on the engine piece on the Extreme Daredevils vehicle. So just those 4 extra pieces, not a ton. 191 pieces, $20, kind of already covered the value, at least in my estimation. One of my other critiques, I was kind of talking about these inverted tiles here. For this one, for the backyard blasters, we just used 3 as well. So the 2 on the back there and 1 in the middle. Now, I don't like that as much. So it just doesn't feel as stable to me. It also like I would maybe like it to feel a little more like it's not going to tip over and it just is kind of stable there, because these are so close together and the sort of width of this is a lot narrower than the overall width of the other one. And then this is like a relatively short area between the two. It just feels like a little more unstable to me, which maybe could be fun for play. It's not like it would be difficult to probably knock it over. Not impossible, but probably somewhat difficult. So maybe it does a good enough job. I maybe would have liked to see just 4 of them be used. And if we could maybe move them up a little bit, or like put another one up here or something, I don't know, just using 3 for each of those, it was certainly a choice. If each of them had, 1 extra or 2 extra or something, I think maybe that would have the effect of making it a little more stable, at least in my mind. This one spins pretty good though. This one, yeah, it's not as good, so that's interesting. Minifigures are fine. Good amount of stickers in here. Sticker sheet doesn't look that dissimilar to maybe a Speed Champions or something like that. Like I said, they weren't numbered or anything. There are some duplicates on here. The World Racer sticker, there's 4 of them. They're relatively small, not my favorite to put on. This one on the trophy I didn't really like. The rest of these all were pretty straightforward, not a big issue there. And that is everything in this set. I like it. I don't know if I'm going to go down and try to find more of the World Racers sets. There's not a ton of them, so if I was a completionist, I probably could try and source those and get those, but I don't know. We'll see. And maybe if people really like the video, I'll look into it, but otherwise, there's other themes that I'm kind of like digging more into with Chima and Nexonites, and then there's all the current stuff, and there's lots of different things. So I don't know if this is one where I'm going to go down the path for, but I am very grateful to have been able to look at this one, at least one of these sets, just to keep my collection and my videos diverse and representative of lots of different eras and themes all throughout Lego's product line and history. So a World Racers here set, the Jagged Jaws Reef. I like it, and I think I got a good deal. So great. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including maybe more World Racers. Maybe let me know in the comments. But then tons of other Lego sets from all different themes, all different shapes, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Lego videos. Subscriptions help me a lot. If you're not subscribed, maybe consider doing it. It means a lot to me. It's a great way to support the channel, and I appreciate it. So thank you very much. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. So, when we get to 2,000, I'll do a giveaway of some sort, which I already have been like procuring the things for that. And if you're interested in winning a polybag or 2 or 3 or whatever, and different stuff like that, maybe consider subscribing. That's going to be one of the prerequisites for entering the giveaway should I reach that milestone. So just get out ahead of that, help us get to that milestone, and then get yourself entered into maybe winning some small Lego sets and different things. It is greatly appreciated. And then if you want to support the channel in a different way, you can give money to the channel, financially support the channel. You can do that here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. Memberships, I think, like the lowest tier is maybe $2 a month. You don't get a ton of extras right now, but I'll put your name at the end of the video, and as like a supporter, you would just be a huge supporter for the channel generally, and I'm going to keep working on designing like different perks. Generally, my videos are available to members first, depending on when I upload. Sometimes I'm uploading videos, weeks before they go out. Other times it's maybe a day or a few hours before they go out, but members always get access to videos first, and there have been in the past and will continue to be like kind of member exclusive videos for some of the bigger sets and longer videos there. So if you're interested in that, you can check out the memberships. There's also a Patreon. It's linked in the video description. That's something you can give money to. There, I post all my stuff there as well, and all the stuff is uploaded on Patreon before it's uploaded on YouTube. And then There's a buy me a coffee link. That's just to like send money essentially. There's also some affiliate links. I don't think there'll be one for this set, but there may be. But other affiliate links down there for different things that I use. You can click those links and buy something, even if it's not that same product. You might be able to click that link, search for something you want, buy it with your own money at no additional cost to you, and I might get a little bit of a kickback there, and that helps support the channel as well. Every little bit helps. It all adds up. So thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.